Well, the night is upon us. The anticipation is near. How many of us are just standing there watching our television, waiting for the time to go by so we can watch the first 2 episodes of The Acolyte? Anyone? Anyone? Anyway, I know there's a few. It's okay. I know there's a few. But something interesting happened this morning. Rolling Stone. Yes, Rolling Stone dropped a bomb basically saying the show sucked and we're gonna go through it, but then they deleted it or they took it down. Now let's just say this. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that they released this article before the embargo and they had to like pull it back, and I think we'll see it back up again in a few hours, maybe. Or maybe because it was a negative review of the show, somebody gave him a call and was like, hey, what are y'all doing? Anyway, I got the archive of the video, thanks to my man Danky, and let's just go through it and see what they have to say about The Acolyte. The Acolyte. This Star Wars prequel series isn't a force to be reckoned with. Even a veteran Jedi Master would lose patience with the latest Disney Plus addition to the canon, which focuses on a pair of twins, revenge, and let's put in a big yawn there because basically they're saying this show is gonna be boring. Wow. Can we all agree here? If you lose Rolling Stone, you've really lost something. Can we agree? Agree to disagree? That's what I think. If you lose Rolling Stone, there's gonna be a problem.
Everything's under control. Situation normal.
What happened?
Had a slight weapons malfunction, but everything's perfectly all right now. We're fine. We're all fine here now. Thank you. How are you?
Now, Rolling Stone has to set the tone for the article. It reads, the Jedi barely appeared in the original Star Wars trilogy. Obi-Wan and Yoda are both hermits hiding from their own failures in distant corners of the galaxy, and both die after teaching Luke Skywalker a bit about the Force. Luke himself never technically completes his training, though he gets close enough to be considered a Jedi Master in later films. So the Jedi exists more as an exciting symbol in those early films, as well as a mystery. I think that's what made the Jedi so cool, was that there was so much mystery around them that we just didn't need an answer to every single thing. Anyway, how could a group of people so wise and powerful have just ceased to exist? The solution to that mystery unfortunately robbed the Jedi of most of the mystique that Obi-Wan and Yoda gave them in the early movies. It turns out the Jedi got wiped out because they were soft, self-congratulatory, and far too hung up on rules that did more harm than good. If Mace Windu had just told young Anakin that he was allowed to go kiss Padme, for Pete's sake, the Empire would never have been created. All right, we're doing a lot of Monday morning quarterbacking here. Just nitpicking at this point. All this stuff had to happen to bring balance. Come on, man. The Clone Wars and Rebel cartoons did a better job by the Jedi, but on the whole, they are, like Boba Fett, a George Lucas creation where the more they get to do, the less thrilling they become. What do you guys think of that? Think that's fair? A fair assumption of George Lucas's creation? Now, here we go. The newest Disney Plus Star Wars series, The Acolyte, at least attempts to openly confront the reality that the Jedi are smug, complacent, and kind of terrible. Wow. So is Leslie Headland just basically gonna rip down the Jedi and just say, oh, they're just terrible people? It's all their fault. They're the worst. You know, don't be a Jedi when you could be a Sith. Or just be a regular person that can use the Force without having to be a Jedi. Maybe that's what she's going for here. But the execution of that idea is spotty throughout the 4 episodes given to critics. And the decision to set it a century before the rise of the Empire seems to defeat the purpose of the whole thing, because the Jedi of the Phantom Menace have learned exactly 0 lessons. That's right. So I guess she's going to, this is just assumption here, I guess she's just going to tear up the Jedi and teach them a lesson on how bad they are, but, you know, and they're gonna forget it in about 100 years and just do the same thing all over again, making the Jedi just really stupid and dumb and pointless in the Star Wars galaxy. Now, I'm not sure if you remember, and I'm sorry to bring up a painful memory, but we saw some of this in the sequel trilogy when Kylo Ren was looking at Rey saying, hey, let's just join forces, forget the Jedi, forget the Sith, we've got the power, we can do whatever we want, we don't need these rules. And it seems that's the direction Kathleen Kennedy was trying to take Lucasfilm. So, not surprising here if this is what happens in the show. Okay, I know we're 5 minutes in, but forgive me, I forgot to mention at the start of this video, this could contain potential spoilers, so just stop watching now if you don't want to be spoiled. Don't read the screen, and please don't go in my comment section and say, Jay, you ruined the show for me, how dare you? Please don't do that. So, come back later so I can get the views. Thank you. The article continues. It says Hedlund has built her whole story around the institutional failings of the Jedi. A young woman named May is seeking revenge on some Jedi masters. They named the actors here, and I'm probably going to mispronounce their names, so I'll just skip the naming part. Basically, a young woman named May seeking to kill Jedi masters for a family tragedy. And the more we learn about the history, the clearer it becomes that Jedi law and questions of who is and isn't allowed to study the Force play an unfortunately huge role. So I guess that's the theme of this series, is who the Jedi get to pick to become a Jedi. And so now they're going to open up the floodgate. And I'm assuming here, I'm just assuming, I have no idea. Are they going to open up the floodgates to anyone can use the Force? You got the Force. You use the Force. Remember Broom Boy? Broom Boy from The Last Jedi, he's got the Force. Let them all use the Force. It doesn't matter. You don't need to be a Jedi to do Force stuff, right? I think we saw a little bit of that in Ahsoka, but maybe that's where they're going here. So be whoever you want to be in the universe because you got the Force. Meanwhile, May's twin sister, so we got twins, is working as a mechanic after washing out of Jedi training. And she has to again speak with her former teacher. Oh man, so now we're gonna get a washout mechanic. What, no Rose Tico? That's gonna be something. Yeah, you didn't pass the Jedi training, so off with you. Just we according to Jedi law, you know, we took you from your parents at birth because we detected something in you. And you didn't quite pass the test, so off you go. Enjoy your life. I don't even know what it is, but now you can go be a mechanic. There you have it. So, oh man, this is gonna be a treat for all of us Star Wars fans. I'm telling you. Hedlund and their collaborators regrettably struggle to differentiate. Oh, I almost caught me. Yeah, I'm using these big words, huh, Rolling Stone? Osha and May from one another, even when they're wearing different clothes and pursuing different agendas. It's even worse in the third episode. Been hearing a lot about this third episode. That is the ultimate Star Wars killer. It's going to be interesting to see, I guess. A listless flashback where the two girls, played by Leia and Laura Brady, are styled identically. Huh. So the third episode is a flashback, which is what some critics are saying, man, this is Last Jedi proportions bad for Star Wars. What do you guys think it is? Who knows at this point? Who knows? In other words, this feels like a narrative dead end that doesn't automatically preclude a good series. The fact that no one learns anything here could be the whole tragic point of the story Hedlund and company are telling. It's good to see another Star Wars project that, like Andor, interrogates some of the franchise's fundamental assumptions. Entertainment-wise, though, the first half of The Acolyte is unfortunately a lot closer to the Book of Boba Fett. I just want to go on record and say, if you compare anything Star Wars to the Book of Boba Fett, you are saying that it stinks, that this show is terrible, it's boring, it does nothing, it didn't need to be made. The Book of Boba Fett, in my opinion, is the worst Disney Plus series ever made. It just, everything about that show just sucked. If I'm allowed to say that. Some people might say Kenobi was worse. Nah, Book of Boba Fett was horrible. And if you're comparing this series to that series, that's a nice way of saying, yeah, it's not good. This is not good. It's boring. It's slow. It makes no point. There's no sense in making this. Basically, you just gave everyone glow sticks and you're having them wave it around. And oh, look, a lightsaber whip. Hey, how about that? We got a lightsaber whip here. Look at this over there. Oh, and look, we got more glow sticks over here. That's basically all you're saying. All you're saying. So I hope you guys are excited. In just a few hours from now, or whenever you watch this video, the Acolyte will be upon us. And I'm sure many people are saying,
if you don't like it, don't watch it. Peace!